Now let's go to schedule management. Let's pick up the pace a little bit more because now you are getting the understanding. And again, this is what we'll be talking about in subsequent weeks. So the domains, we'll be looking at this, the processes, the principles, we'll talk about this, they'll be coming in as we go, all right? So if you pay attention here, it will be good for you. Now, schedule management, what do we do here? Yes, anybody to help me? Schedule management. Should we think about something to be done in cost management here? Are we thinking of something to be done in scope management? What are we thinking about? Yes, I want to see if you are following.
It means the process is required to ensure that the project is completed within the required period.
I like the word period, time, schedule. So our focus here is on the time. So main focus is time. How do we get this project done on time? So how do we manage our time on this project? And we use the term schedule. How do we manage our schedule on this project? There should be, what's the first thing that we do? We said we need to have a guide. What's the guide called? What would be the guide? What would be the name for the guide here?
The plan.
Yes, but be technical. The plan under schedule management, what would be the name of the plan? No, under the schedule management, what would be under the schedule, under the scope management.
Schedule management plan.
Super. So under the scope management, we had the scope management plan. Under the schedule management, you have the schedule management plan. So under the cost management plan, what would be the plan that you have? What would you call it?
Cost management plan.
Cost management plan. Good. So now you are catching up. You need to always have a plan that will help you manage the knowledge area. So if it's scope management, you need to have a plan that will help you manage scope management. And the plan is called scope management plan. So the first thing you do is to plan it out. So here we need to plan schedule management. So output to be the schedule management plan. Okay, that is going to help us define the activities. So don't forget, we broke the work down. To get the activities that we have to do, or the lowest level called the work package level. There's a question on that. When you break the work down, so the creation, we break it down to the lowest level where you have the smallest task to do. The smallest task, we call them the work packages, okay? But sometimes the smallest task, the lowest level, can be broken down further. So when we get to define activity, we start thinking, can the lowest level still be broken down further? If you think we can't, we still decompose it. The technique you use here is called decomposition. Decomposition, if you look it up, break it down, you decompose. So we decompose, we break the work down, we keep breaking it down. And if you think the lowest level can be broken down further, we turn them into activities. If not, we use the work packages as the activities. And you perform the activity. We'll talk more about this. So define the activity. Know the actions, specific actions that we have to take. These are the activities. We define them. So the idea is this. If I have a big task, and this is A, and I have to do A1, do A2, do A3 to achieve A. This is your lowest level. Okay, so these are things you do. If I do A1, A2, A3, I've done A. Okay, so I don't do A, I do the lowest level. That's the idea. So you go down to the lowest level and you perform the work from the lowest level. And as you perform the lowest level activities or the lowest level activities, you are achieving progress as you come up, So we need to look for the lowest level activities. We need to look for the specific actions that we have to do. If I say foundation, you don't do foundation. You break it down to know the little things you do. If I say chapter 1, you are working on chapter 1. You don't do chapter 1. There are things you do. There are various topics under chapter 1. If you could build those topics under chapter 1, you have chapter 1. And even when you pick a topic, there are subtopics. So you have chapter 1 as C. If you break it down, we have topic A, topic B. If you break this one down, topic A, we have subtopic A1, subtopic A2. If you go to this, we have subtopic B1, subtopic B2. How do you do
please,
this?
your line is breaking.
Hello, can you hear me? Is it clear now? It's still breaking. Hello?
Yeah, sir, it's clear. Yes, sir, we can hear you. I think the problem is coming from her side.
Okay. All right, please check your network and see if the problem is coming from your end. All right, so if you want to finish the book, we do the subtopics. If you do subtopic A1, A2, you achieve topic A. If you do subtopic B1, B2, you achieve topic B. And once you have topic A and B, you have the chapter. You get it? So you do the lowest level. You don't do this chapter. You do these ones to achieve them. That is what we term as work breakdown structure. Okay? Work breakdown structure. And it will define the scope for you. And we'll create the scope baseline for you. Great. All right. I'll come to you, Desmond, pretty shortly. So we define the scope, define the activities here. This is what we do. Once we have the various activities, we need to know the pattern. For the party, what do we do first? What do we do next? Do we order the cake before ordering the chairs? Or do we have the chairs, canopies before the cake? We need to have a logical working sequence. So that is what we do here, sequence the activities. Which one comes first, followed by what? Can we order the cake together with the tables, the chairs? Can they go concurrently at the same time? We check all these ones. So we have a logical working sequence in there. Once that is done, we can estimate the duration of each activity. Ordering the chair, what's the duration? It will take 2 days. Cake 4 days, arranging the chairs 7 days. So estimate activity durations. Then you can develop a schedule. So the schedule will hold all this information. If you have a schedule, you have the activities in there. You have how the activities have been scheduled. I'll show you an example as we go. MS Project, one of the software you could use is MS Project. Okay, now we are in AI age and digital age. So I expect you to now understand how to use technology to run things. Okay, so you need a software to help you do some of these things to make life easy for you. So PMIS will help you. Project Management Information System could help you make life easy for you. So you develop a schedule. Okay, you have a schedule. So the schedule, you all have prepared a schedule before. This is my schedule for the day. So on your schedule, you have the list of all the activities you have to do. That's what you do, but you need to add more. You have the time. I know your schedule will have the time, but your schedule should also list who will be performing what. So on the schedule, you have the various resources. I need Kofi to do this. I need Amma to place the call to the caterers. I need Charles and Amwa to arrange the chairs. So arranging chairs as an activity, who do you need? What do you need? You look at these ones as resources. How much would that cost? Will all be there, and that will be your schedule. And once you have a schedule, you need to control it. So make sure your schedule can be achieved. So you control your schedule, the timelines, you are looking at all these ones nicely, making sure you don't exceed the timelines. That is your schedule. So as we are talking, I'm also managing my schedule. because I know what I have to do and the time when we have to go for break, when we need to finish. I'm managing it to see whether we will be able to finish. All right. So you're managing your schedule. You control your schedule as we go. You protect it and making sure you keep to the timelines. So we use other techniques. We'll talk about it. Sometimes you might be running late, and if you don't take action, the project will be dragged out. You delay the project. So what do? You may have to run some of the activities at the same time. Initially wanted to place the cake before bringing in the canopy guys. Now we don't have much time. We are running late. So the two could go together. We check. Is it possible the two go together? CCB says, yes, it's possible. It won't have any risk, any repercussion. So just place the order for both. The money will be available. So just do that to save more time. As we're arranging the chairs, we're also fixing the sounding system. There was a sound system. You run them at the same time to squeeze some time. You are controlling your schedule. All right. So we'll talk more about this. There are some techniques you use to do this. Then we go to cost. Yeah, Desmond, your question now. Desmond, your question? Okay, if you are good, let's carry on. Now we go to cost management. Let me come to you. So cost management, what is the first document that we need to raise under cost management? Yes, quick. To help us have a guide, a methodology, an approach to help us know how cost management will be managed and controlled. What document should we raise? What artifact should we raise?
Cost management plan.
Cost management plan.
Super. So we need a cost. And where would the cost management plan go? Once it's created, which document should you push it in?
Project management plan.
It goes to your project management what?
Plan.
Good.
Plan.
Yeah, so the cost management plan is helping you know how to build your budget. But once that plan is done, you will take it to the project management plan because it's part of the project management plan. Good, you guys are following. So once we have the cost management plan through the process called plan cost management, we can estimate the cost. Okay, so what do you think we need? We need a schedule. Okay, the schedule has got the activities, the resources, and the time and everything. So I know what I have to do, the duration, I know what I need. So it'll be easy for me to estimate the cost. True or false?
True.
Yes, so I need that as an input. I'll take it and use that to estimate the cost for each activity. Once I estimate the cost for each activity, I will put them together. So the process is called determine budget. I'll put all of them together. So let's say A, B, C, D. A is 40 cedis, B is 60, C is 70, D is 20. Put all of them together, add my contingency reserve, okay, A, B, 10 cedis, then get my total budget. This is 100, 170, 190 plus 10, 200. So get my budget, 200. I'll show you how we determine proper budget. Okay, this is just a high level thing. We'll throw more light on that. Once I have the budget, we need to control the budget, control the cost. So we check what are we doing. We make sure we don't exceed it. We check changes coming in, and we also managing the budget. We check. We use some methods, tools, and techniques. At some point, we check whether what we are doing will be how much we have in the budget could take care of how much work is left. We do that. We check our performance and know where we sit. Are we overspending? Are we underspending? We don't need to wait till the project is done before we know. So you should be able to tell whether the money given to you for the party will be enough based on what is going on. There were some things we were not supposed to order. You brought them in. That is why if you don't protect your scope, your budget is likely to go up. You are bringing other things in that were not authorized. So we did not budget for them. So the project manager should be checking all these ones. This wasn't authorized. You can't do this. If you don't do this, you have a problem with your budget. That's what control cost is all about. Now we move to quality. We know the first thing to do is to have an artifact that could guide us. The quality management plan. So you have the quality management plan. When it's done, it goes to the project management plan. This will show us how everything will be done, how we're going to manage our quality. So the processes, the procedures, how we're going to manage this. We used to call this one perform quality assurance. Okay, that was the name that we gave to this. Now it's called manage quality. So we check all the process, the procedures, are they effective? Then we control quality, where we look at the product. Okay, so what we are doing, the product, the cake that we have, and all that, we check quality. Is it good? Is it what we wanted? We verify these ones. So control quality is about verification. It works with this, something called validate scope. We talked about it. Validate scope is about validation. You could have questions on that. Validation and verification, which one should come first? Verification is about inspecting your product. Okay, what you do, the things you do, you inspect them to see whether it's in line with what the customer wants. Validation is about the customer checking what you have done and giving you formal acceptance. But which one should come first? Should you verify before you validate, or you validate before you verify?
You verify before you
verify
validate.
before you validate.
Verify before you validate.
That's it. Now you see, project is common sense. We shouldn't struggle. And there will be questions on this. What do you do next? Verification should come first. So we verify, which is internal. Validation is external. So you have done the work. You've done the arrangement. The cake is in. You need to verify whether it's in line with what you wanted before your mom comes in to validate, if your mom is the customer. So she told you exactly what you have to do. So what you do, you check them against your specification, internal. And I do that a lot on my site. I get them to verify the work before we get it validated. So everything we do, we put a stamp on it. And I've told my supervisors, if you stamp it, if you stamp the pallet, we do pallet, wooden pallet. We manufacture wooden pallet. If you stamp it, it means it has been verified. If we take it and there are issues, you will pay. So we need to verify. They stamp it. Before that, they take a picture of what they've done. Because sometimes we are not at the site. So the supervisor will take a picture of what we have done. If you look at it, then we know it's okay. We say, now you can verify them. We put a stamp on it. If they are correct, sometimes you spot some minor defects, you correct them, you repair these defects. So there's something called defect repairs, corrective action. We'll talk about it. You repair the defect. Maybe there are some splits, there are some damages somewhere. We repair these ones before we send them out to the customer. When we send them out, the customer will also validate. But the thing is this: if you could do a good job with verification, chances are that the job will be validated, isn't it? It will be accepted. So verification makes validation easy. Does it make sense? Okay. Now let's look at your resources. What do you do here? You first need a plan, isn't it? So this is helping you manage all your resources. And what are your resources? Mention some of them. One major resource is your money, isn't it? Where have we captured money? Now, we know money is the lifeblood of the project. It's something we need to pay much attention to. So it needs its own standalone knowledge area. Where do we take it to?
Cost management.
Cost management, great.
Management.
Yeah, so apart from your money, taking out of your resources, the others will be managed here. So you're looking at your machines, you'll be looking at your materials, and we also say there's people. I think people very, very important. It's about time they separated it. That's for my money. People, like the way they took our cost as something very, very important. Money, oh sorry, people, very, very important as well, should also have a standalone knowledge area. Maybe you could call it people management or human resource management. But all the other resources are managed here. So your manpower, your people, your machines, your materials, infrastructure, all these ones are managed here. We first would need a resource management plan. So the resource management plan, wise people will separate them into two. So there are two types of resources, okay? Even though I say the 4 M's, two types of resources. We have the physical resources, and we have the team resource. In my project management book, it's not out yet. I have metaphysical and physical, okay? So there are physical resource and metaphysical. But for the purpose of exams, use a physical and team. So the team is the manpower. Physical is the other resource apart from money. So the materials, the machines, infrastructure, supplies, all these ones will be physical resources. So in the plan, you need to state how you manage your physical resource. You also need to state how you manage your human resource, your team resources. Okay. So we have the plan. It will show us how this is done. It will give us a direction as to how to estimate the activity resources. How many do we need? This activity, we need a mason, but how many masons do we need? This activity, we need a concrete mixer, but how many concrete mixers do we need? This activity, we need a printing machine, but how many printing machines do we need? So estimate activity resources, acquire the resources. So we know these are the resources that we need. We know the number, okay? So identify the resource, know the number. That's what the estimate activity resource is about. Once we know this, the next thing to do is to acquire the resource. We need to get them. So where do we get them from? The resource management plan will show the direction. So we need to acquire them. All right. If it's physical, you know tools and techniques to use. Procurement. So this physical will be linked to procurement. Some of them we need to procure them. Some of them we may get them internally because we have them. Procurement is things you do, resource that you procure outside the organization. You don't have them. But the things you have in the organization, you don't use procurement. So let's check. Do you have them? Do you have these machines? No. So we need to get them from outside. We use procurement. So acquire the resources. Then we come to the team resources. What do? We don't control, and we don't control people, but we control resources. But for people, remember I talked about people constituting 42% of the exams questions. So you need to look more into developing your team and managing them. Your job here as a project manager is to develop the team, build their competencies. That's a sign of leadership. You add value. Law of addition. You add value to people. So you develop the team, you bring them in and you develop them. And there will be issues as you put them together. We talk about the stages you go through when you put people together. Storming, forming, storming, norming, performing a journey. We'll talk about these ones. It's one of the models that we will talk about. So as you put people together, there will be issues, conflict. So you need to manage the people. You have issues, conflict, and all that. We do all that here. Then for the physical resources, we control them. So your physical resource materials, some of them are running out. You need to replenish them. You need to get more. You need to check some of them are not being used properly. Some of them being mismanaged. So you check all these ones. So your store, you check out how many do you have in there. Some are being run out. Some are stealing, are being being stolen. How do we go about all these ones, managing them? We take some of them out. Do you know the number that you have in there? You don't know. You don't even know when to put in the next order. You need to check all these ones. That is what control resource is about. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you do. This is common sense. If I put some resources in your care and say that if you can manage this one properly for me, there'll be a reward. I'm telling you, all the things I teach you here will come, and even more things will come to your head. It's what you do. It's common sense. And that's what we do here. Then we go to